Hello, Warrior Crew. So I got a good one today. This is not a boot fair or a new tent. This is one of my lovely old vintage tents. And how are you today, mate? Are you alright? Ready to go? Well, not really. I've been up all night doing shots with the cats. I'm a bit hungover. Oh, he's hungover. What about you, fussy niggers? Have you been up all night doing shots? No, Warrior. I've been trying to stop the cats eating the fish. Oi, cat, leave them fish alone. What? I weren't doing nothing. I was nowhere near the fish. Fishy, fishy, fishy. Lichfield. Right, fussy knickers, don't let him near the fish. All right, Warrior, if he goes near 'em again, I'll chop his fluffies off. Look, there's no need to chop his little fluffies off. Just don't let him near the fish. Stay away from the fish, cat. What? I weren't doing nothing. I was feeding 'em. What, to yourself? No, I was feeding 'em koi sticks. Ribbit. And look, there's all feathers there. Stop eating everything, cat. What? Weren't me, that was Froggy. What, Froggy our pigeon? Yeah, on toast, with a few beans. Ribbit. And then once he'd finished, we both had jelly and ice cream. Lichfield. All right, cat, and I bet it was vodka jelly, wasn't it? No, it was whiskey jelly with vodka ice cream. Lichfield. So as the cat said, today it is a Lichfield, and this is a lovely old Lichfield, and I think this is quite a rare Lichfield, because I've never seen no one out using another one, and it is a specialty Lichfield. It is a Scorpion too. Now you do see people out now and again in the Scorpion, but not this specialty version. So I do think this is another YouTube first, coming to you from my back garden. And look there, the little tent peg bag's got a lovely little handle on it, like a little man bag. So it has got all its original pegs with it. I won't use them today. Look, they're just like little thin pegs, but they're like them pegs, but I do need that bit of string for the guide at the back. And for a vintage tent, this thing is really light and it packs down really small in that little bag, so it's a great one for backpacking because it's very light and tiny. And you'll see as I get the poles and that out, it's got a lovely old set of Bulldog poles with it. Well, it's just got two poles, this one. It's got like a long pole that does the front and a little tiny pole that just holds the back up. And it's old, this tent. I think this tent's from 1985. And wait till you see it up. This thing's in fantastic condition. This really is a lovely old tent. So let's get the poles out, chuck the bag over there, and then you'll see it's got this little pole here, which is really light. This weighs nothing, that little pole. So that one just holds the back up, and then it's got this pole here. And look, I don't know if you can see that. Bulldog, look. Lovely Bulldog pole. Now you don't see that in many Lichfields, but it's in this one because this one is the specialty version. So I'll just put that pole together and then we start putting it up. And it does pitch up a bit funny, this tent. So it's sort of designed to be pitched up outer first, but then I find it really fiddly to get the inner in it. So I sort of lay the inner down first with the outer and kind of pitch the back, then the front. You'll see what I mean as I do it. It's just I've pitched this tent up loads and I do find it the easiest way. So it's got these little clips here and these like clip onto the fly. So there's loops right round the front of the fly, and if you look there, look, 1985, nylon fly, nylon inner, polyurethane ground sheet. Lichfield! All right, cat, we like Lichfield tents, don't we, mate? Yeah, we do. They're great, aren't they, the old Lichfields? Especially these old vintage ones, you can't beat 'em. So I'm just going to the back and I'm going to peg the back down on the inner. The way I'm going to do it, I just find it the easiest way. So I pull this other side out nice and tight and just chuck a peg in it. And then it's got a bungee about halfway along in the inner. So I'm going to peg that down as well. So I'll just put a peg in this side. Go round to the other side and do the same. Whack another peg in it. Now, I only do these ones. I do not peg the front down yet, because when you put the fly over, it's got like a strap on it that goes underneath the front. So if you peg the front of the inner down, you've got to take it out to get the fly on. So now there's a few pegs in that inner. Let's put the fly over and get the lovely old bulldog pole ready, because that goes in next.
Fishy, fishy, fishy.
Sort it out, cat. I've told you. Keep away from the fish.
What? I'm not doing nothing. I'm just chilling out and feeding them. Got any more koi sticks?
And you're meant to be on guard, fussy niggers. I thought you said you was going to cut his little fluffies off if he went near the pond again.
Ooh, not my little fluffies.
I mean, cut my fluppies off. I'd like to see him try. I'll be dipping him in breadcrumbs and eating him with chips and beans.
Are you all right, fish? Is that nasty cat trying to eat ya?
Oh, no, warrior. We like Mr. Cat. He looks after us.
So you look after the fish, cat, so you weren't trying to eat 'em, mate?
Yeah, I'm gonna eat all of them, 'cause I'm a lean, mean, fighting machine. But if you turn the camera off, I'll tell you the truth.
All right, cat, the camera's off.
Yeah, I really like the fish. Me and them have become really good friends. So I'll sit here and protect 'em. Nothing's going near 'em with me here. But I couldn't say that on camera, could I? It's bad for my roughy-tufty image. And I've been getting some training off 'em. They're teaching me a new style. They're teaching me koi fu.
Koi fu? Don't you mean kung fu?
No, toggle brain. They don't know kung fu, do they? They're fish. And they do koi fu. God, you're such an idiot. And they've been teaching me the deadly tail whip flipper move.
Doodaloo! Koi fu, I've heard it all now, but at least he ain't trying to eat the fish. Right, so the pole on this one, it goes through the outer, but it goes through it on the inside here. So it goes through that little pocket there, and then it forms a little arch at the front, and there's like loops on a strap that the end bits of the pole go into. So it's quite straightforward to put this pole in, and then once it's all the way in, it just goes on that little loop there on the strap, and then you go to the other side and push it into the arch shape, and then do the same. Put the little spike on the end of the pole into the little strap there, and that's it. The front pole is in. And then you go to the back, and it's got that like plastic round bit there, and the bungee from the inner hooks over that, and that holds the inner up at the back. And then there's a little hole in the fly sheet there, so you get the spike on the end of the pole, put it through the fly and just lift it up, just the same as you would on any ridgepole tent. And then once the pole's in, you just pull the back out nice and tight and chuck a peg in it, and then that back pole will stay standing up. And it's got two more bungees at the back here at the sides, so you pull them out nice and tight, and then put a peg in this side, and just go to the other side and do exactly the same. Pull this side out nice and tight and whack a peg in it. And then I'll go to the front and stand the front pole up, the loop part, the arch of the tent, stand that bit up, pull it out into shape, and then get the loops or the bungees right at the front of the tent and pull the little vestibule part out, and then the tent will be standing up. So there's two pegs at the front here to do, one this side, so pull that out tight, chuck a peg in there, and then just do the same on this side, and then the tent will be standing up, and then all you got to do is go round it and put a few more pegs through the bungees on the sides. And it does need the guides out at the sides because it kind of holds the tent into shape. So you go to the middle of the side, put a peg through the bungee, and then do exactly the same on the other side. And then just work your way round it, putting pegs in through these bungees. So there's one here on this side and the other side, and then a couple more at the front by where the pole goes through. So this one here, and the same again the other side. So put a peg in this other side, and then that's it. The little Scorpion 2 is up. And look at her. She's a good looking little 10. 1985. Proper little 2-man backpacker special. Light as a feather and strong as you like with that bulldog pole.
Wait, Toggle Brain.
Yeah, what you want, Cat?
Why have they called it a bulldog pole?
Well, it's strong, innit, Cat? British bulldog, it's a sign of strength.
What, one of them dribbly old British bulldogs? Them stinky old things don't make me laugh. One of my kung fu koi take one of them straight out. What they should have done is called it a kung fu cat pole or a koi fu pole. It would have been so much stronger.
Doodaloo! Koi fu. Now come on, you lot. I've never heard of this koi fu, so show us some of your moves.
Not now, warrior, we're watching the chess.
Oi, Twigsto Face, leave my fish alone or I'll chop your fluffies off.
My fluffies, Cat. You can try. I'll take you out, Cat. Warrior style. Doodaloo!
Warrior style, more like Toggle Brain style.
Doodaloo!
Now run along, Twigsto Face, 'cause I am watching the chess.
Yeah, alright, Cat. Let us know who wins, mate. So all you need to do really now, with the outside of the tent, is put a few guides on it and then it is up. So I shall get inside it now and do the inner. Hold on, before I open the door, I'll just show you this. It has got the old double zip on it, so you can vent it out at the top. Or open it a little bit more and vent it out, so you can do the door however you want it, so you can vent it all out nice, this little tent. So I'll just zip that top bit back up and then open the door right up so I can get in it and sort out the inner. And sort of the way I've pitched it the way I have is because if you pitch this outer and then you try and put the inner in, doing that bit at the back is really awkward. Not because it's hard to do, because it's not. It is awkward because there is just no room down the bottom there to move. It is tiny down that end. And you always end up knocking the pole over and then you got to do it again. So I really just find it so much easier to do it the way I've done it. So now with this, you just pull it over the top of that strap that is on the fly and then pull it out tight and put a peg in it. And if it was windy and I wanted to anchor it right down, I'd put pegs through that strap as well. And then you use these little clips and just clip it up like this. Go right round, doing the little clips onto the inside of the fly sheet. And when I first had this tent, I did try it a few times where I left the inner in. And then when I went to try and pitch it, no, it did not work. It all sort of got tangled up on itself when you was putting the pole in and that. So this one really does need to come apart when you pack it away. So now that all them clips are on, you just do the same this side. Pull the inner out tight and chuck a peg in. So now that the inner's in there, I'll come out and just put these guide ropes in. So you got one this side and you put it out and it holds the front nice and tight, stops it all sagging. And then you just do the same on this one here at the side, and this like holds the sides out, so it gives you a bit more room inside. And this is one of them tents that really does need the guides out on it. The guides are part of this tent's strength. Without them guides on, it will slowly start all sagging in the middle. So let's just go round to the other side and do this side. Just pull the little guide out, tension it up a little bit, pull the guide out, chuck a peg in it, and then I shall just tension it up a little bit on these bungees on the side. Now you got them guides out, you could get this side a little bit tighter, so I'll just pull that out a little bit, put the peg back in, do the same with this one, and then that's it. The tent is all tensioned up nice and tight and looking good. So all I need to do is this last guide on the front here to hold the front out nice. So pull that guide out, chuck a peg in it, and then she is up. Now there is one more guide to put on it, that bit of string I got at the beginning that goes round the top of the ridge pole and then just pegs to the ground, but I'm not going to bother with that today, it really doesn't need it. Oh, and it's good to see this old tent back up because I haven't had this out in a while. And this tent really is like an old friend to me because this is one of the ones I've had a really long time. Now it wasn't brand new when I got it, but it wasn't very old when I first got my hands on this. So I have had this a long time and I've used this one loads. I really have had a lot of fun and some really good adventures with this old Scorpion.
Boy, Toggle Brain, that's a good looking tent, that, isn't it? I've forgotten how good the old Scorpion looks. And I love the name, the Scorpion. It's like the bad guy from Dirty Harry. Do you feel lucky, punk?
All right, Cat, but that was Scorpio. This is a Scorpion.
All right, Toggle Brain, don't be so pedantic. And the question you should be asking me is not was it Scorpio or Scorpion. You should be asking me, did I drink 6 shots or only 5? And have you seen the remake? Have ya, punk?
No, Cat, I haven't seen the remake. Is it good?
Oh, good. I'm in it. I'm the star.
What, you're the star in a remake of the Dirty Harry film?
Yeah, it was a while ago when I did a bit of acting. It was called Grubby Pussy. People did like it. It was nominated for a Golden Fluffy Award.
Oh, was it, Cat? Did you win?
Well, I don't really know if it won or not, 'cause I didn't go to the awards. Me and Froggy went out on a 5-day bender and I lost my phone.
So it's a good looking tent, this one, isn't it? Just look at that. You don't see many Lichfield tents that look like that one, do you? Not with all bulldog poles and all that. This really is a good tent. And just look at the condition of it. 1985, and she is lovely. And you know what? I'm going to use this tent this weekend because I'm going to the boot fair weekend. I didn't go last weekend because I had to work, but I'm off this Sunday, so I will be out trying to find a tent. And that's where that guide would go. It would go on the top of that and then peg down at the back, but it don't need it today. So where I'd no boot fair tent to pitch this week, I stayed at my gran's the other night and I thought, right, I'll do one of my tents, do a video for the channel, make it one of my tents. So I'd keep all my nice vintage tents at my gran's. So I went through the cupboard having a look what was in there, and then as soon as I see this I thought, right, that needs pitching, it ain't been up for a while, it needs a good airing. So I got this one out and then I had a little look on YouTube and all that to see if anyone had done it. And I don't think they have. So I really do think this is the premiere of the Lichfield Scorpion 2.
Yeah, so do a good job on it, Toggle Brain, and you might get nominated for a Golden Fluffy Award.
So I've just done the door onto its little ties, rolled up and put it on the ties. So let's open it up and get inside it. So nice big door on the front of this, and that top bit is mesh, so you can unzip that from the inside and have it half mesh the door. And look, he's in there already. He's been gagging to get in this tent, that cat. He does love a tent.
You alright, mate? Is it nice in there?
Oh yeah, it's lovely in here, innit? This Lichfield really is a magnificent old tent. And you're right, it does need a good airing, 'cause it smells of Gran's lovely steak and kidney pudding in here, so you must have had it in the cupboard near her kitchen. Or you've been sneaking out in it, eating Gran's steak and kidney pudding without me.
No, I haven't, Cat. I've had no steak and kidney pudding without you. This was in the cupboard near Gran's kitchen.
Oh, and it does smell good, Togglebrain. Gran's steak kidney pudding is one of my favourites. Can we go, Gran's, for dinner tonight? I'll go and ring her now.
Cat, don't go ringing Gran. We're not going round there tonight. Amy's coming round. I'm doing roast chicken.
What, with all the trimmings?
Yeah.
Winner, Togglebrain's cooking. Nice chicken dinner.
So I'm in here now, and as you can see down this footpath, this is quite a small two-man tent. I'd mainly use this on my own. It is big enough for two of you. It is really nice in here though. I like the insides of these vintage tents, and this is a really nice space to be in. And there is a bit of storage down by my feet where the pole is. There's a space there, but you have to take the pegs out at the back and then put your stuff in from the outside. But there is a bit of storage space at the back of this tent. And you see Jess is in now, so there is enough room in here for two people. And if a couple of you was just going away for like 2 or 3 days, you'd be fine in here. But if you was going down to Cornwall for 2 weeks, you might want something a little bit bigger. But it's really light, this tent, for a vintage tent. So although it's only small, it makes up for that by being really light and easy to carry. So it's a good one for hiking and all that, it really is. Keep exits clear, that's all you get in here. There is no pockets, no nothing. So I'll roll the door down and it just goes on these little ties the same as the door. And there's no toggles on them, but they do work really well. They do hold well. And it's got a nice little vestibule on it, so you can store a bit of gear out there. There's a little bit of room out the front here on this tent. And what I do, when you need to do a bit of cooking in here, I don't cook in here like this because it's a bit small. You can ditch them flaps out the front. I'll show you that in a minute.
No chicken there. No chicken up here.
So it is nice, this tent on the inside, and it's in lovely condition. So let's go back to the outside and I'll show you what I do with the front, where I roll the sides back. Now I don't think it's meant to do this.
No chicken over here.
Cat, what are you doing?
I'm trying to catch a chicken for dinner. Want a nice big one if Amy's coming round.
Cat, I've already got a chicken. I've got one in the fridge.
What, so we've already got a chicken? I ain't got to catch my own dinner?
No, Cat, I've got one.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Right, so what you do with the front here on this tent, now I don't think it's meant to do this, but it's just something I've always done with it, because it does work alright. And it just gives me a lot more room for cooking out the front here with a twig stove, because with both them sides they are, you might burn the front of the tent. You get a blazing twig stove going in there. But all you do is take that peg out, roll it up, and then just put a peg back in that bungee. And like I said, it's not meant to do this, but it does work, and you can do either side. So whatever way the wind's blowing, you just leave that flap up to give you a bit of wind protection and roll back the other flap, and then you've got loads of room out there. Look, get a nice twig stove going out there, lovely. You'd be alright cooking with it normal, with both the flaps down, if you're just using a little gas stove or a trangia. But where I always use twig stove, I always open the front up like this. And you can do both sides if you want. Nice hot day like today, I would roll back both sides, because it can tend to get a little bit hot in this tent. So I normally, if I was out in this in the summer and it's warm, I would have it rolled back like this, and sleep in it with just the front door down, and then it'll be nice and cool in there. 'Cause with this one, when the whole thing is zipped up on a hot day, it can get a little bit warm and stuffy in there. And there you can see, look, rolls right back. Now, it's not meant to do that, but it does do that, and I have done that with it loads. And like I said, I only normally use this tent on my own, so if I have it like this, I can have all my gear in the tent with me. I don't need that vestibule at the front. And like I said, I'm going to go boot fair Sunday, so Saturday night I should do what I always do, and that's camp up my little spot so I'm ready to go boot fair early Sunday morning. And this week I'm going to take this tent, because I love this old Lichfield and I haven't used it in a while.
Lichfield!
Alright, Cat, are you back in there, mate?
Yeah, I'm chilling in the old Lichfield special. Lovely in here, innit? And I want to sleep in it. Can I come boot fair with you Saturday night and stay in the old Lichfield?
Oh, Cat, but Amy's staying over to look after you, and you love your night in with Amy.
Yeah, I do like a night chilling with Amy. She brings me treats and I sit beside her and we watch tent videos on YouTube. So how about this, Toggle Brain? Can't we camp in it tonight? Me and you have a night in the garden in the old special.
What, camp out in the garden, Cat?
Yeah, come on, it'll be a right laugh. Me and you in the old Lichfield, bit of camping in the garden.
Okay, I don't normally do that, but it is nice and warm tonight, isn't it? And it would be nice to stay in the old Lichfield. Shall we do it then, Cat? Me and you in the old Lichfield tonight, camping in the garden.
Yeah, come on, let's do it. Can Froggy come as well? Me, you and Froggy. We'll have a night out. Wild camping in the garden.
Yeah, alright, Cat. We'll do that, mate, eh?
Whoa, lovely. Do you hear that, Froggy? Pack your sleeping bag and your bits together, Froggy. Me, you and Toggle Brain, we're wild camping in the garden. And Froggy, ribbit, no farting, ribbit.
So there you have it, the Lichfield Specialty Scorpion 2. It's a fantastic little tent from 1985. A proper little vintage backpacker special. And I don't think this tent would be worth much money. If one of these come up for sale, it wouldn't make much money, because at the end of the day, it's only an old... Go on, Cat, you say it.
Lichfield!
That's right, it's only an old Lichfield, so it wouldn't be worth a lot. But let me tell you, this thing really is as good as any little vintage backpacking tent out there, made by Saunders or Phoenix or North Face. This is as good as any of them. So the Lichfield Specialty Scorpion gets a massive thumbs up from me, because this really is a lovely old tent. And just look how this thing's lasted. If anything, this thing's lasted better than my Saunders and Phoenix tents have, because I've used it loads, and just look at the condition of it. Hey, Fussy Knickers, nice, isn't it?
Oh, yes, Warrior. And I was going to ask if I could camp out tonight with you and the cat. But now I know Froggy's staying in there with you, I don't think I will, because I really cannot put up with the smell of his farts.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe so you can join me again. See what I'm pitching, burning, looking at or buying. So I'm off now to cook everyone a lovely chicken dinner, and then I'm looking forward to having a lovely night's wild camping out in my Lichfield tent. Well, as long as Froggy doesn't drop one of them dirty, stinky, froggy-oggy bum bombs.
Ribbit.